Hi everyone, Sedstee Skyfaller here with another saber review. This is the Graflex CE, just got it in yesterday. It's a saber I've wanted for a while now, based off of Anakin's Episode 2 saber and Luke's Episode 4 saber, and Episode 5. It is a classic, everyone recognizes it. If you're a Star Wars fan, as soon as you see it, it's just a great piece of Star Wars history, and I'm very happy to finally have one. The CE stands for Collector's Edition, so this is the nickel-plated version, so you can see some difference between the activation box and the rest of the hilt, and that's because the rest of the hilt, it has that nickel plating, the darker, shinier finish on it, and it's really nice. I definitely recommend it. Can be slippery at times, harder to clean, you know, it has fingerprints, but I mean, especially if you're going to use the saber just as a display saber, it's a great option. So let me go over the hilt. It's got the classic design with some differences that Ultrasabers has put into it, but it's got the classic bunny ears. It's got the blade holder inside of the shroud. It's got the front and back buttons. These don't function, but they're there for show. It's got the electric pins on both sides, and this is the blade retention screw, which you can get in the socket head or the button head. So this is the socket head. And if we move down, we have this nice ribbed section. So it's got the activation switch on it. Activation switches come standard on the Graflex, so that's a nice feature, and then you can choose to get it illuminated if you want. And then if we move down even further, we have the grip section. Grips go all the way around. You have the standard CoverTech wheel, and we have a nice rounded pommel on the end of there with a nice vent pattern. Lets a good bit of sound through. It's a nice feature. And all this body section through here under the activation box and shroud part, everything is nickel plated until you get up to the blade holder, which is silver again. So very nice saber. Now let me go over the options that I got for this one. We have a 2-channel Emerald Driver. So the Emerald Driver allows you to tweak colors based off of the dyes that you have in each channel. And you can get a 2-channel configuration or a 4-channel configuration like I have in my Archon in one of my previous videos. This 2-channel only has 2 channels, which means it has 2 dyes in the LED. These 2 dyes are blue and amber in this case. So I chose to get a blue as my main blade color, which turns out to be Guardian Blue, and amber is my flash color, and it's a nice deep yellow, hint of orange in it, but it's not quite orange, which I really like about it, and that's what I was shooting for. I was kind of trying to go for some kind of flare effect that would come off of the saber, and I think it turned out really well. I also got a blue AV switch to go along with that, and the AV switch options for the Emerald Driver, you have 3 different options basically. You can have it always on, so that it's just wired to the battery pack. It's always illuminated no matter whether the saber is on or off if the batteries are in the hilt. You can also get it where it is dedicated to a channel. So if you have the 4-channel driver, you can dedicate it to a channel and you would lose that channel, but you would have the other 3 dies. You can still get it dedicated to a channel in the 2 channel, but there's no real point in that because you would lose one of those dies and you would only have a single color saber. The third option is the one I went with. You can have it in series with one of the dies. And that means that when that die is illuminated, the switch will be illuminated. When that die is not illuminated, the switch will turn off. So in this case, I got mine to be in series with the blue die, the main blade color, so that it illuminates when the blue die is activated, and it cuts off when it flashes to the amber. And it kind of creates a really cool effect with the amber flash and then the AV switch flickering with that. So this is the first saber I've gone with in series, but I think it comes out really well in this configuration. So let me go ahead and turn it on for you and we'll look at it. So we have the blue AV switch. We have the blue blade color. And as you can see, we have the amber flash and the AV switch flickers with that flash. Really cool effect. So let's put the blade in it and I'll show you what it looks like in that. Alright. So as I said before, the hilt is thicker because it has the shroud. So the blade is 1 inch in diameter, and you have to have the blade holder to be able to fit that. So the shroud has to be bigger than that blade holder. So it is thicker than some of the other hilts that may be only as thick as they need to be. This one, the shroud kind of takes up some more of that, and so it could be bulkier than you might expect, especially with the grips as well, being another addition of thickness. Now with that, I will say that the blade holder is very tight. It holds the blade very securely. This one screw is the blade retention screw, and it also has another screw that holds the bunny ears in place in between here. It's not long enough to actually reach the blade, but you could replace it with one that would hold the blade in place and have 2 retention screws. But I don't think it's needed because this one holds it very tightly, more tightly than I've seen for any other saber. Now this is the standard blade. It's got that silvery look to it. It's not the Ultra Edge. And I always think that Guardian Blue looks really nice in the standard blade. It kind of gives it a cheapish effect when you have it in Ultra Edge, but that doesn't mean I'm against Ultra Edge. I do like it in some other colors like Violet Amethyst and even Consular Green. So let's go ahead and fire this up. Got that nice blue color. As you can see, a nice rich amber flash. There's the AV switch. So this is one of their finest sabers that they make. Ultrasabers did a really great job with this design. It's a great addition to any collection, basically. It's a classic hilt, so you have the movie tie-in, but even if you don't like it for that purpose, the hilt by itself is really well made, and it's just a beautiful saber to have in your collection. One thing I didn't mention that I'm just now realizing is that these buttons that you have here that are non-functioning, you can choose different colors for that. So I chose gold. You can choose any color that Ultrasabers offers, which is bronze, red, blue, or green as well, or silver. So you still have some customization options with this. It also comes in a standard finish version as well, the SE. So you don't have to have the nickel plating. If you don't like it, you can have a standard silver saber, and that would be the Graflex SE version. But all of the other options are still there for you, even choosing that option. So there you have it, the Graflex CE, just added to my collection. I want to mention one more thing. I bought the Graflex as part of a raffle that Ultrasabers runs. They run them fairly frequently, maybe 2 per season almost. And for this one I won a 3rd prize, which is a lithium ion setup, standard Hilt. So this is a standard issue. It's just the regular version, no sound or anything, but it does have lithium ion, and this came in violet amethyst. So this will be my 3rd purple saber, but I definitely like this saber, and I'm going to come up with something to customize it. I've always liked you know, the look of this saber. I have a dark standard issue, as you may have seen in my other video, so I'm going to come up with something and customize this. But yes, so here it is again, the Graflex CE. It's a nickel-plated version of the Graflex from Ultrasabers. It's got the gold buttons and the socket head retention screw. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.